You're new, aren't you? What can I do for you? The Legion has been hitting us pretty hard lately. Lots of casualties, not many people I can save. What would you like to know? My take? I try not to think about it. I got enough on my hands here. What would you like to know? Quite a bit, actually. I was stationed there nearby during the first Battle of Hoover Dam 4 years ago. I saw a lot of what happened firsthand. The Legion attacked in full force. Chief Hanlon had the troopers fall back, pulling the enemy in before entrenching into secure positions. The Legion got bogged down, and Rangers and 1st Recon sharpshooters started taking out the Legion officers. They sent their best men to stop the Rangers and 1st Recon, but the Rangers pulled them into a trap at Boulder City and blew them all to hell. After that, the Legion's forces were in disarray and tried to retreat. However, our forces advanced rapidly and routed them, and that was that. You have no idea. It was a fierce battle. Lots of people died. Anyone with medical training had their hands full for weeks after the battle was finally over. During that time, I saw quite a few things I wouldn't mind forgetting about. Okay, what's on your mind? I used to be a doctor back in California, but a few years back I got suckered into doing military work because it was my patriotic duty. Back then, I, like many idealistic men before me, thought it was a great idea and was excited about making the world a better place with the NCR. Now I just want to get back home. I've had enough fighting and fixing up soldiers just to send them right back out to die to last a lifetime. Men have waged war on each other for countless centuries. Now is no different. People fight and die for what they believe in. I'm just here to patch them up so they can go on their merry way. Do no harm in all that. I'm doing the best I can considering the poor situation I find myself in. There's barely enough equipment or medicine to handle the number of injuries we have. To make things worse, I think someone might be stealing my supplies. That's an odd response if I've ever heard one. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to go searching for missing supplies since I have my hands full with injured troopers. I store a variety of drugs here, but it looks like my supply of Hydra is diminishing rather quickly. Excessive use causes dilated eyes and increased heart rate and blood pressure, massive sweating, you know, the usual. Locked in a cabinet here in the medical tent. I'm around most of the time, but I can't keep a constant watch on them. I remember coming in one morning and noticing my supplies were lower than they should have been. I thought it might have been a mistake, but another morning I noticed the same thing. The camp is pretty dead at night, especially at 0200 hours when the guard shift changes. That'd be a good place to start looking. That would definitely be appreciated. You might want to ask around and keep an eye out for anything suspicious. You must be new around here. Something I can do for you? I can spare a few moments. Make it quick. It's no picnic, I'll tell you that much. My troops are out here every day dying for the NCR, but they've left us out to dry. We have no men or supplies, and we're stretched too thin trying to guard the entire river. If the brass back home could get their heads out of their asses long enough to send support, we could turn this all around. Not good. We still haven't gotten any support from the rest of the NCR, and the Legion is kicking our ass right now. Make it quick. I've got the Legion at Nelson breathing down my neck and not enough men or supplies to get this camp into fighting shape so we can strike back. I need someone to talk to a few of the officers and help them resolve some of the problems around here. If I can get this place in order, then I can focus our efforts on taking back Nelson from the Legion. And the more that gets done around here, the more resources I'll be able to put into assaulting Nelson. Good. Let's not waste time then. Our biggest problems right now are supplies and troops, and the Legion is draining us both. Quartermaster Mays has been complaining to me non-stop about the lack of supplies. But unfortunately, we aren't getting a resupply anytime soon. I want you to speak with him and see if there's anything you can do for him.
Got a second, Trooper? I've got something important that needs to get done, but nobody's stepping up to help me out. I'm hoping you're different. I handle communications for Camp Forlorn Hope, compiling reports I've received from the Rangers at Camp Golf as well as the brass at McCarran. Unofficially, I'm also in charge of radio security. No one else seems to take it as seriously as I do. I have the delightful task of tabulating stockpiles, kill ratios, mission success rates, radiation deaths, and other truly fascinating numbers. I've come across numerous inconsistencies between our numbers and our reports, especially with regards to intercepting hostiles. I'm wondering if our radio security codes have been compromised. I need someone to deliver security code upgrades to each of the ranger stations. The security codes are unique to the radios at each ranger station. They're useless anywhere else. I've been trying to get someone to authorize this update, or at the least get field clearance to leave the camp and do this myself. But nobody takes me seriously. They just think I'm an incompetent desk jockey trying to glamorize the importance of my job. Less than a third of reported enemy sightings are getting intercepted. Either our intel is faulty, or our enemies are one step ahead of us. This holotape contains the updated security codes for the ranger stations. Show it to the comm officers there. Once the new codes are in use, anyone still using the old codes will just hear static if they're listening in on our frequencies. Bye.
Hey. That red beret's looking good, soldier.
Are you new? No one told me about any new troops showing up. This is just great. We get new troops and no new supplies for them. Me? Well, I've been doing this shit for far too long and I've been in too many battles to remember. Still, this has got to be one of the worst situations I've been in. Not too much I can do about it, but do my job and do it right. I don't have any supplies to spare, but I got caps if you have anything you don't need. Not good. If we don't get more supplies, we're gonna have to start using dirt for food and sticks and rocks for weapons. Hey, how'd you like to do something for me? I want you to collect NCR dog tags from our fallen troopers. That way I can keep track of who's gone and how to reallocate our supplies. It's easy. Just bring back any NCR dog tags you find, and I'll try to make it worth your while. If you're looking for supplies, I'll make this easy for you. There aren't any. But something tells me you're not here for that. What do you want? No, can't say I do. I got my own problems to worry about. Things are still pretty damn... So, the Major has you running errands for him. Well, we're short on personnel as well as supplies, so we'll take all the help we can get. Damn it all. I sent some men out to get these supplies, but they never returned. I guess the Legion got them on their way back. At least we have the supplies. It's not much, but every little bit counts. Thanks for finding these. You should check in with the Major. He'll want to know about this. Thanks again for finding those supplies. I've already started putting them to good use. Damn straight I would. Let's see what you got. I still don't have any supplies to spare. Is there something else I can help you with? Damn straight I would. Let's see.
That red beret's looking good, soldier.
Oh, what are you doing here? Yeah, me too. It's getting a bit late, though. I should get going. Good night. We're all gonna die out. Missing medical supplies? No, I don't know anything about that. What? Oh, shit. How the fuck? Oh, man, I'm in some deep shit now. Look, I can explain everything. Really, just give me a chance to explain. Have you looked around? Have you seen what's going on here? What we're going through? This place is hell. I've seen all my friends butchered by the Legion in front of my very eyes. I can still hear their screams at night. All I wanted was a little escape, so I took some drugs to help me do that. Is that so bad? I never thought about that. But look, I needed this. I needed to escape for just a little while. I needed this. So what happens now? What? You want me to turn myself in? Why the hell should I do that? I guess you're right. I'll do the right thing and turn myself in. Thanks for setting me straight.
I'm always a sucker for a pretty face. What can I do for you, my fine dear? I heard Private Stone turned himself in for stealing my medical supplies. You have my thanks. Until we meet again. Hello? We're kind of busy around here for social calls, so if you're not here to help out, just stay out of my way. I heard. The extra supplies will help for a short time, but that only solves one of our problems. With all the Legion raids lately, we're running low on troops that can still fight. Some are injured, but even more are dead. I want you to check in with Dr. Richards and see if he needs any help getting our troops back on the front line. Thanks again for looking into my missing medical supplies. Now I can actually use them on people that need them. With business booming like it is, and considering I'm the only person with medical experience in the camp, I could perhaps use a hand. Do you have any medical experience? Excellent. As you can see, we have a lot of injured troopers here, and I haven't had time to look at all of them yet. Since you have some medical experience, I'd like you to examine them and see what you can do to treat them. I think it just got a little bit hotter in here. Is there something I can do for you? Excellent job. Where'd you learn to do all that? I don't think I could have done much better myself. Very impressive. As for the men, they'll recover soon and be back on the front lines in no time. Huh, the circle of life. I'll send word to Major Palatley about your work here. Once again, you have my sincerest thanks. Back already? What do you need? Dr. Richards said you did a good job in there. That's mighty high praise coming from him. With the help you've given us, we're doing a little bit better, but we still have the Legion forces at Nelson to deal with. If we can retake Nelson, that will be a huge help to our efforts in this area and give us an advantage at Hoover Dam. Reports have the Legion forces at Nelson sizable, but not insurmountable. Not really, but we don't have much choice. If you help out more around camp, I could spare some additional men for the battle. Come back when you're ready. Hey, watch yourself. We got hit by a Legion raiding party just the other night. I'll mind my business. You mind yours. Hold up there. This area is locked down by the NCR military until we can dislodge some Legion snakes from Nelson. My apologies, but that name and face ain't ringing the old school bell upstairs. Afraid I can't let you through until the situation is resolved. Fair enough. It's not like any of the troopers around here are jumping up to volunteer. If you had a few dozen doses of Psycho on you, maybe we could pep those weepy troopers into charging down into Nelson and taking back the camp. But since that's not likely, you could help me take out the Legion's trooper hostages. The troopers won't go down into camp with their comrades at risk. Dirty game the Legion likes to roll out whenever they get a chance. Problem is, Ranger Milo doesn't want to play. If we take out the hostages, they've got squat for leverage. Back at Ranger School, they taught us not to run headlong into a battle when you're outnumbered 10 to 1. You want to go down there and try to haul those crippled boys off those poles? You're dumber than you look.
Morning.
Hold up there. This area is locked down by the NCR military until we can dislodge some Legion snakes from Nelson. What's on your mind? Troopers tried moving down from Forlorn Hope because we got this big gap between there and Searchlight. Turns out we were spread too thin. We took our sweet-ass time setting up in Nelson, and the Legion managed to hop over the Colorado and attack before things were settled. There's Novak due west. Just look for the Big Lizard. They got some decent supplies and a place to stay. The 188's north on the 95. Good for all kinds of trade. Not much south on 95 unless you turn west on 164 to Nipton. Right off the rail line. Nope, I'm just the only ranger around. The rest of the kids here are troopers. Inexperienced, outnumbered, and under-equipped. Hey, hold on. Just so you know, if you go down into that camp, one of two things is gonna happen. Either that little head of yours is gonna sail into the Colorado courtesy of a Legion machete, or they're gonna try to make friends with you. And if I find out you're friends with the Legion, I'll put a lump of lead through your skull as soon as you pop it back up over the ridge. Are we clear? Much obliged. Howdy. What's the word? What's on your mind? Maybe. I'd like to know who I'm dealing with first. My apologies, but that name and face ain't ringing the old school bell upstairs. Afraid I can't let you through until the situation is resolved. Fair enough. It's not like any of the troopers around here are jumping up to volunteer. If you had a few dozen doses of Psycho on you, maybe we could pep those weepy troopers into charging down into Nelson and taking back the camp. But since that's not likely, you could help me take out the Legion's trooper hostages. All right. I have to admit I wasn't expecting you to say that. I was just joking, but if it makes you feel any better, I'm impressed. So anyway, how about those hostages? I'm a ranger. They're troopers. Different branches. I don't have authority over them even though they're as green as a super mutant's backside. Besides, they'd probably start crying as soon as they saw the hostages get so much as a bruise. Nope, they don't got the stomach for it. The troopers won't go down into camp with their comrades at risk. Dirty game the Legion likes to roll out whenever they get a chance. Problem is, Ranger Milo doesn't want to play. If we take out the hostages, they've got squat for leverage. Back at Ranger School, they taught us not to run headlong into a battle when you're outnumbered 10 to 1. You want to go down there and try to haul those crippled boys off those poles? You're dumber than you look. Good. We clear out the hostages, they lose their advantage. They're down in a clearing, crucified on some telephone poles. I'll cover you from the ridge. Just make it quick. These boys should be put out of their misery, not plinked to death with some old varmint rifle. And don't get any dreamy notions about playing the hero and dragging these boys out. You'll get swarmed. Now let's go.